I was easy. Hey, you want to play center? Yeah. You good? You want to come back? Yeah. Want to play center? It's easy. And a kid like that loves his teammates, loves ASU, and loves the team. And we lost a big piece last year at center, and it's like, yeah, I can do it. So it was simple. It was easy. And we don't ever want to force it on someone, but we wanted to do it, and said, all right, let's go. I mean, I think when you play for us, you have to know all the calls, um, and whether you're at guard or tackle, you have to know it all. You have to know why you're doing stuff, and so they all know the whys and how to do it. It's just being the first one to say something is a little bit different than waiting for the initial call and then everybody falls in. So they know it. They know the system, and it's just getting this routine of lining up and making the first call as the center, and it's just a little bit different. Yeah, he was one of our leaders last year, and you kind of develop the leadership and throughout the years, and you have your leadership council in that group, and he was part of it, and he's taking from bits and pieces from different people that in leadership roles in his family, and I want him to be Ben Coleman, not you know me or Coach Dilly or anyone else. It's like, hey, be yourself. But just understand leadership is you got to think of the team first. And so him moving to center, he's one of the better guards in this conference. And unselfishly, he said, I'll do it. And so, and that right there is an unselfish act of him moving positions. Well, being prepared. When you're confident in what you're supposed to do, it shows. And when you're confident on what you do, you don't necessarily plan what you're going to say, but you know what you need to say when the time is right. And so him knowing what he's supposed to do on and off the field, knowing what it's supposed to look like, and when he sees something that it doesn't look right, then he's going to speak up. And that's what young people, with leadership, they struggle. They just want to speak up. But being prepared and just learning how to be confident, how to what his standards are in life, and what our standards are on the team. That's what I think his development is massive in that. And then we're developing younger guys to see who what type of leader's role. I tell these guys, I said, you're either leader or motivator. I said, not everybody wants to lead. Leading's hard. It's lonely. And so, a guy who's confident in what it's supposed to look like and has high standards usually takes that role and can run with it.
Coach Dillingham talked about last week how there's still some competition going on for starting guards and backup spots. What's that competition look like?
It's ongoing. I mean, luckily we don't have to make a decision until August. I mean, I couldn't tell you who's starting. I know Skrill's doing well. And he's starting, and when Max gets back, he's got to get back to form, and you got all those young guys at tackle with Clem does some really good things coming off an injury, and so we feel we have three good options, and again, Josh Atkins is playing well, and obviously Ben at the center, but the guard spot you got Kyle Scott who's playing well, who was an anchor in there, and then you got Jametto, Sean battling it out, and it's just the backups. Doing good. You got a lot of choice. You got a lot of young guys, but I'll let y'all know in August when it comes. Absolutely. Because if he wasn't, he wouldn't be improving, and he's slowly breaking some of the habits that his previous offense wanted him to do. And again, it's not right, wrong, or different. It's just different scheme. So I think he's doing a good job of really learning and trying, and he's hard on himself. And so I make it hard for him because I want him to be able to come through and get through all the adversities, and he understands that. And I always ask him, I say, you want me to pat you on the back, or you want me to step on you so you can grow? Coach, just keep pushing. And so he's doing a good job. He's got good thick skin, and he's going to make mistakes, but he's improving a lot. And I just told him that today before one of the periods. I said, man, keep it up, man. You're doing well, and I know sometimes you don't feel it. But he's transitioning well.
It gives you the advantage to work with so many returners and veterans in the offensive line going into next season.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys, when the returners and the veterans are coming back, not only do they know the system, but they can also teach the guys when they're not in. And so that's why I think when those veterans are out there and they're teaching and leading the other younger guys, it's just an advantage. So they're not just hearing their voice on how to act, how to show up to a meeting, things like that. So I hear the older guys correcting the young guys on what to do off the field, and then on the field, you obviously, hey, step here, get your eyes here, and point to this guy. So it's nice having those guys to set the standard. At the same time, it's it's being in year three. It's nice because you got a lot of the same guys. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you have to learn that there's five guys on the field, and the more things that you can do and you can do well, the more chances are going to come. And so he's working in at guard and center, and he's taking some reps and at both, and we'll see what he's the best at, and he's going to continue to improve what he's not. So we'll see. I mean, Champ's had a good. He's improving. Champ Westbrook's, he's doing a really good job of just getting better and learning from being. Right now, he's still out athleting people, and he's got to use a little bit more technique, and he knows that. And he's ending the spring off well. He's doing a good job of working football technique, not just out athleting people. Xander is the opposite, where he's a little bit robotical and he's got to loosen up a little bit, and they both bring value and quality, and they're both different types of players. And then you got the youngster in Uwe who's is working from the ground up. It's fun to work with a kid like that because he's so raw but so talented. He wants to be so good. And you just got to keep him positive because he gets down on himself when he doesn't know what to do. Which is say, hey, just turn 18. You just got here. It'll come. And so you got three really, really good young tackles. And I put Jalen with the older guys because he was a little bit older. But with those three, we're excited to have those young tackles. They're all like Terrell. He was nursing a little injury, and last week was his first week back. So it'll be good to see what he can do tomorrow or on Friday. Makua's still young. He's jack of all trades, center and guard. Makai Stewart, he's a freshman. He ups and downs, and some good, some bad. Again, he's in the realm of the Uis in the world. They're young. They've got a really, really high ceiling, and we got to catch them up as fast as we can. But it's a marathon. It's not a race. It's not a sprint, I should say. And so patience is a key, and we're not going to slow down. But we also got to understand that they're young and they're going to make some bonehead mistakes. But they're good kids. They work hard and they want it.